Like,
let's do some role playing. So I'm gonna be a hot girl at the club, and you're gonna flirt with me, okay?
No, I don't want to reveal how little game I have.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna be the girl, and I just left my friends, my clearly queer friends, so I'm probably gay, and I go and I'm getting a drink. Ooh, can I get one?
I'd probably just buy your drink for you, and make a lot of eye contact.
Excuse me? Hey, what are you looking at? Hey, I love your top.
Thanks, you can have it.
You're crazy. What's your name?
It's Angelina.
Francesca.
Oh, that's a hot name right there.
Yeah.
I'd fall for Francesca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can flirt with women. I just can't seal the deal.
Oh my God, you can and seal the deal.
Francesca, get out of here.
Oh boy, and welcome to Tyler Is Groce Podcast, where me, Tyler Groce, talks to his successful friends about life and growth and self-improvement. What are you struggling with and what are you working on so that I can beat them? I'm just trying to be better than everybody. You know how it is. Welcome. I'm glad to be back. Man, these last few weeks have been so crazy. Hope y'all are good. Not even crazy, I'm just busy. I wanted to put out a podcast a couple weeks ago, and then I was late, and then I just missed that whole week, and so I put it out again. And so, man, these are just gonna come out when they come out. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more consistent, but this is just where I'm at right now. I'm in Austin currently at time of recording, but as you know, I moved to New York. That transition has it's a life transition. It's a big one. So I'm just finding time to do it all and figure out what this whole new life is. So these podcasts are going to come out when they do. They might be bi-weekly. They might come out. Usually they come out on Thursday. They might come out on Friday. I don't know. I'm recording this on Thursday because I missed it. I'm hoping it'll come out tomorrow. We'll see when it does. But, just subscribe so you can know exactly when they come out. Check it out. Like it and subscribe it and rate it and review it and do all of that stuff. It's so simple for you and it means so much to me. I hope y'all have been good. How have you been? Good? I hope so. We have a great one for you today. It's Angelina, my good friend, Angelina Martin, man. She, finalist in the Funniest Person in Austin competition. She was right there with me. We used to co-host a show in Austin called Buzzkill at the Buzz Mill, still going on Wednesdays. And she has like 1,000 shows. She has High Priestess, a show every full moon. What is that? It's a good show. That's what it is. And she's just a pleasure. She's a very good friend of mine. And I think we had a nice chat. It was a good talk. So check that shit out. I hope you're doing well. I've been in here chugging, running around New York. It's a big, did y'all know it's a big old city? It's a big old loud city. Oh my God, Austin's so quiet. It's a quiet little treehouse of a place. I feel like I'm in a forest when I'm in Austin. New York is a fucking city. It's loud. There's people honking and shit, waking me up. But now it's like I have city ears, so I sleep through it all. I sleep through all the fucking monster trucks rolling by and shit. It's great. And I'm running around and meeting people. And it's a weird, I'm there. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not happy. But that's how it's supposed to be. I'm bored, if anything, because I got nowhere really to be. But shows are coming. Check that out on the website, tylerisgroce.com. There's a whole calendar. I kind of keep it updated with my stuff. Go ahead. I need to put this up on my Instagram. Go ahead and tell me what city you want me to come to. I'm going to put a link. I'm going to have a Google Doc on the Instagram. Tell me your city. I'll come to you, and I'll do some shows out there. But, Angelina Martin's great. You're going to love this episode. I really appreciate you hanging out and listening and staying with this through the bumpy scheduling. It'll even out soon. I feel like this podcast it's me doing it, so it just reflects my life. So if I'm busy, then this isn't coming out a lot. If I'm hanging out and in a good place, then I'm fucking consistently doing it. So it is what you know how it goes. We all just trying, man. But anyway, love you. Take it easy. Enjoy this episode. Angelina Martin, check her out. She's great. Runs a lot of great shows in Austin. Very funny comic. Better friend comic. That's a weird one. Anyway, the point is she's great. She's great all around. Check it out. What's up?
Not much. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for having me. We just went and I gave you some. I'm moving.
Yes.
And I gave
again.
You some of, again, and I've given you some of my stuff.
Yes, and I appreciate it because
so
I have very little stuff.
We just got done doing that.
We did. We love errands.
Yeah, and now we're drinking a caffeine seltzer. Just getting everybody up to speed, really.
Yeah. I think everyone's caught up now.
Well, how are you, dear?
I'm doing okay. I'm gonna miss you when you move to New York.
Yeah.
Didn't you live there before for a while?
Not New York.
I thought you did.
I visited there for 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, it seemed like a long 2 weeks, I guess.
It was a good 2 weeks. I like New York. I do. I'm still scared of it, but I think I'm just scared in general. Moving on. I mean, and you know, Austin's been a home for me for the last 7 years. It's quite an era.
Yeah, this is where you started.
A lot of things have happened. I grew up. I became an adult in Austin.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw.
It's crazy. I was a little boy. And I started doing comedy. I mean, I was 22. I was out of college, but started doing comedy. And then now I'm 29 and I'm looking like there's people that you meet whenever you're young in comedy that then you come back, you know, 7 years later and you're like, you know, you're the only person that knows who I was back then. You're the only person that, as a comic, you know, like it's, my mom doesn't remember because they weren't around. My friends now like weren't around when I first was starting and didn't know anybody, but like there's only like the random comics
who remember
that you don't even really talk to or hang out with, but you see them and you're like, oh, what's up, dude? And you're like, hey, remember fucking banter with Bogart? Remember that?
At the donut shop?
Did you ever
Absolutely.
do that?
Yes, I do.
There was he had one at Austin. It's that gay bar now, the bear one, the Iron Bear.
Yeah.
It's a gay bar now, but it used to be at just another place, and he had it there, and then he moved it to Austin Java, and it's like, remember banter with Bogart?
I remember that one.
Brian Bogart. I don't know what he's doing now, but check him out.
He's doing commercials, and we're proud of him.
We love him.
But yeah, I remember on that show because like the whole premise was that it was an open mic and you stay up on stage afterwards so he can riff with you
like a talk show.
Yeah, but I did, and I had just started comedy, and I had these jokes that weren't funny at all about how freaking young I was.
So young, so hot, so tight.
And I was like, just about how like, oh my god, I'm so young, and they were like, they were posing as self-deprecating, but it was really just like,
right.
I'm young. And then afterwards, during the riff thing, he was like, wait, so you were talking about how young you are, like how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm 22. And he's like, that's not that young.
It's not. I mean, it's young. It's you know what? It's funny. Okay, so we both did improv as well as stand up.
Yeah.
Do you still do improv?
From time to time. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. 22 was not super young in stand up, but it was very young in improv
because you have to have a mortgage to do improv.
That is funny and also a little true.
It is true.
You don't need that much money, but you do need it.
You need about $1,200 and a lot of free time.
You need disposable income. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't work on evenings.
Yeah.
Basically.
And well, because I mean, I realized like, well, I did kind of notice a little bit like, oh, there's more middle-aged people in improv than in like the open mics I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I was like, you know, halfway through my classes, you know, I'm just always projecting, thinking everyone's living the same reality as I am. And I'm like, so we're all working 2 restaurant jobs, eat a top ramen for every meal. And they're like, I'm going through a divorce and I own 2 homes. I'm just doing this to blow off some steam. So I don't yell at my kids as much.
And you're like, damn.
Like, I don't relate.
I remember, who was it? Somebody, it was like, it was a comic I looked up to. And I was like, man, like you're like, and who had some opportunities, you know, like something like it, maybe not JFL, but something like JFL, a big comedy festival. And I was like, damn, like you did that. That's crazy, man. Like, isn't that cool? He's like, it's cool. It would be cooler to have savings.
It's and a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of us have health insurance.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Obamacare.
Okay. I was thinking of getting some of that.
Yeah, it's cheap. I pay $7 a month.
Okay, I'll do that next.
But you got to work the number so that you know, it's
not poor enough.
So you're poor enough, but also not too poor.
Okay.
If you say I make $0,
if
you say I make $0 a month, they're like you need to pay for it all. But if you're like I make $2,000 a month, they're like it's not a whole lot, buddy. All right, you can go. We'll take it off.
Okay.
So you got to work the system a little bit.
I'll work it.
Lie, in other words.
If you want to get ahead in this crazy world,
you do lie allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't want them to take away my.
Not us.
Don't take away my healthcare.
Yeah, he needs it.
I fixed my toe fungus because of my.
Oh,
healthcare.
nice.
Yeah.
My
toes are sparkling now.
Now you could see your reflection in them.
Yeah, they look really good.
You had a toe fungus?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get it from?
I don't know. It appeared when I was 18 and it just never went away.
That's wild. What'd it look like?
It looked like my toenail looked white.
Just all the time?
White and like scaly, scratchy. Like someone rubbed sandpaper on my toes.
On your toe, just on your toenail?
On the top of
or
it,
the whole toe?
No, the toenail.
The toenail. Scratchy toenail.
Yeah, white.
Since you were 18.
I was dating, about 18. I remember it was in college. I remember there was a girl. I mean, like, listen, it wasn't like pretty, but it wasn't like
that gross.
It was. You've seen grosser toes.
Yeah.
And I remember I was dating a girl, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got this like toe thing, whatever." And then she goes, "Oh my god, you need to do something about that." And I was like, Can you
chill?
Can you fucking regulate your fucking
That's body
volume?
shaming.
I mean, pretty much. Also, she said she was making fun of me because my penis is way too big. And I was like...
That's always been a sensitive subject.
It's always been a very sensitive subject for me and sensitive for women too.
That's why you tried to reduce the size of your penis and no doctor would do it.
Speaking of Brian Bogart, he has a great joke. I don't want to ruin his joke, but I also do. There's no way. Should I ruin his joke? I'm not going to ruin his joke. Okay, I'll ruin his joke. It's a good joke. He says I wasn't happy with the size of my penis, so I went and got a penis reduction surgery, and now it's perfect. Or he said it was better than that. See, I fucked up the joke. All right, cut all this, Tyler. You can't fuck his joke. You can't fuck up his joke. I tried to do Brian's joke and it didn't work, and I didn't want to bomb.
I liked it.
No, it was a good joke, but yeah, so we've been friends for a long time.
A while.
And I think
we started comedy together.
So I think I was a little bit. I always felt like you were like a little sister.
Okay, well, we're basically the same
champ.
Basically the same class. We're twins. All right, you are my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started doing stand up and improv.
Yeah, we did both
around the same time.
Remember when we were with Shane and we were improv nerds doing improv in his backyard?
Improv.
We loved
drinking
it
and
so
smoking
much.
in his backyard, which was the cool part, but the lame part was that when we got faded, we did improv.
We loved
in
improv.
his backyard for no one but
for
our
us,
damn selves.
And it was fun, and it
was great.
It.
He came up with a format.
He did.
Yeah.
Shane Ganaway.
We did it one time with Hunter Duncan.
We did. It's just,
and then we were in Austin Secrets together.
We were in Austin. That was our first Austin Secrets together.
And my last.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was kind of the end of your improv career, really.
It was the peak. I was like,
you kind of like, I'm not doing that shit anymore.
Well,
you kind of took a big step back.
It was fun, but like, I don't know. I like really like a lot of the active troops I was in were like, I don't know, taking breaks, and it was harder to organize rehearsals and stuff. And I don't know, I just got really addicted to stand up. And
yeah, I
remember like I always wanted to do both. Like I really loved both of them pretty equally, like up top. And I remember you're doing a lot of both, but I was like asking you this years ago, like what you liked more, and you were saying something along the lines of how like improv's just for fun or like
I always said improv's more fun and stand-up is more fulfilling.
Yeah. And at first I was like, what? They're both so fulfilling. But then after a while, like I don't know. I just got hooked on stand-up. Seems like there's more things you can do there. I feel like unless you're in a very small group of people in improv that can keep on finding these opportunities, like I feel like there's more opportunities in stand-up.
Yeah.
Without becoming a teacher.
I mean, I feel like I hit a ceiling with improv pretty quickly.
Yeah, I felt like I got got there, and also did feel. I mean, I do love improv. I love watching great improv, and I think it would be so fun, and I've had a lot of fun performing it too. But yeah, it also did feel a little just like we weren't trying to like improve as much as in stand up.
Yeah,
like I just noticed with like the like after it seemed like there's more constructive criticism going on at open mics rather than after a lot of improv shows. Is like, great job everyone, like no matter what.
I think a lot of it is with stand up has a lot of skills, and some of them are performance skills, and some of them are like thinky, righty, cerebral skills. And jokes are kind of like puzzles. It's like, you need the setup and the punchline. You have to figure out how it goes to hit it just right, and then it feels good. And like improv is just kind of like who can play the best. And like that is just there's less skills, and it's an easier path to that than it is to learning how to. I feel like improv is like how to have fun, and stand-up is like you kind of have to decide who do you want to be, and that's a much deeper, all-encompassing question. Like what do you want to represent when you're on stage? Who do you want to be? How do you want to seem? And who are you? I mean, that's how I approach stand-up, at least, and that's just and kind of inherently more interesting.
Yeah, it seemed like it definitely seemed harder, which made it more intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's where
it liked me less.
Yeah,
it was the hot girl that didn't want me.
We wanted to earn her approval.
I was like, come on, baby.
Like, she is a bitch, and I am going.
Come on, baby.
To dedicate my life to her. Yeah. Where improv was just like that nerdy and nice kid who just wants to hang out with everyone.
Yeah,
I'm like, make me work for it.
Improv was like the girl next door that you can always rely on, and stand up was the hot bitch.
Yeah, I love hot bitches.
You wanted to figure out, how can I fuck this bitch?
All right. I mean? Yeah.
How do you fuck this dirty bitch?
All right. We don't have to be
you slut whore. Stand up. But she's so. Ooh, she fucks better than anybody else.
All right.
Here's something. So early on, I met you whenever you were like 21, maybe 22, 20, maybe. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah.
We met when I was 21 or 22.
Yeah, and I remember, I always liked you.
Thank you.
And you were always a sweet girl.
Did we really meet for the first time at the Tomato Mic?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And I did remember you were also annoying, and now. You're annoying in different ways.
Thank you so much.
And
this is such a sweet compliment.
And we it's a fun annoying. I mean, you were there in the car. We were driving, and I'm like, well, you drive, and you're like, we're having a great time. Yeah. And because I remember you've changed over the years. You've matured. And do you feel that way, or am I?
Yeah. Sure. I mean, just through, the rock tumbler of life, just getting slapped around.
Yeah.
By.
So I remember at 22, like I would make a joke. I'd be like, man, I'd make like a you dirty whore joke. And at 22, you'd be like, that is not the right words to be using. And then now you're like, listen, man, she is a dirty bitch. Stand up is a dirty bitch.
Okay. Well, I definitely think I was more sensitive in my youth. I also think, I think I've been desensitized both by just life and also just being in stand up for so long and hearing so many things. And so now I have more of a scale to like compare things to in terms of offensiveness.
You're a sensitive young woman.
I was raised on Tumblr, which I think maybe...
What does that mean?
Okay.
I know what Tumblr is, but what does it mean to be raised on Tumblr?
I did that instead of homework in high school, which is why I didn't get into many colleges.
There you go.
But it was just this website that, I don't know, it kind of like bred this mentality, and like a lot of people my age, I mean, it was a lot of like, young women and queer people like on this website, and I think it had like some positives that came out of it. Like it really did like teach me about things that I didn't learn about in school, that led me to like read Howard Zinn and about, you know, atrocities committed by the government. That did like activate parts of my brain and change the way I think and feel and approach the world in positive ways. And turned me on to like good music and movies and books that I wouldn't have been exposed to otherwise. But also kind of same time promoted kind of a reactionary way of thinking that was kind of like black and white, that we like, you know, that, you know, kind of place people in these like good or bad categories, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of.
You thought I was bad.
No, I didn't. I thought you were great.
You thought I was like, he's a good guy, but he's misaligned.
It made me.
He needs to stop those naughty things so he can be a perfect good boy.
Well, it didn't leave a whole ton of room for nuance, that way of thinking. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I was all about nuance. I love nuance.
You're Mr. Nuance.
Mr. Nuance.
Yeah. But now I feel like as I've gotten older, I can, yeah, I don't know, recognize nuance more, and also just understand that people contain multitudes, and also just I feel like I just have like a better sense of humor now, and that I can kind of like understand when people like what's that word? Facetious.
Feces. I understand a good poop joke.
I'm always trying to say words I don't know how to pronounce. Facetious.
I've only read it.
But you know the word facetious. Like,
yeah, facetious.
Facetiousness.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of.
I mean, I call it I would describe myself, my sense of humor as rascally.
Yeah, you're a little rascal. I would say you're a scamp.
A scamp. I like scamp. Scamp is good. I'm happy with scamp.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, I remember we used to host Buzzkill at the Buzzmill, a show every Wednesday.
We
at
did
Buzzmill
for
Comedy.
For 6 months before he became an international world star.
And then I went to Amsterdam for a bit, and I remember we would have to do it every week. So I'd try to do new jokes every week because, you know, you wanted the people who come back to hear some new stuff, and you're just hosting it. The other comics on the show are really what's important. And so we would get up there and I would try a new joke and I'd be like, all right, I have this joke about how, you know, a wet pussy is like, you know, a wet pussy is like a dirty sea fish on a beach, you know? And I'm like, I think it'll work. And you're like, okay, I mean, if you want to do it. And then we would get up there and I swear to God, I would start, be like, you ever go to the beach and you're like, is that pussy? I would do some shit. I mean, this is a made up bit, but like I would do some crazy shit and we would be standing up on stage at the same time because we would host together, and your face would always scrunch and look, and you were clearly not into the joke.
I'm so sorry.
And the audience would look at you and then not laugh at me. And I'm like, guys, I'm being a rascal. And the audience was like, but mom says that's not good. And I'm like, well...
Okay, I'm really sorry about that.
I just think it's such a funny...
I think I was nervous about hosting. Like, I was really new to hosting.
So I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yo...
I know, but I think that was just part of my, like, I don't know, just being a little anxious about, you know, offending audiences or whatever. And yeah, I'm sorry to mom out on you.
I think it's just a funny story. 'Cause that's who you were, but now... I don't know what you would do now. I'm sure it'd be a bit more like Tyler. There'd be a bit more of that, maybe.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I you know, have a better sense of humor now, and I'm just less sensitive. Just because also like, well, I mean, I'm still sensitive, and I still like, I don't know. I still think that there's some things I don't like hearing jokes about. But I also just like noticed and realized that it's actually like very tiring getting upset.
Being a social justice warrior.
Well, I just pick my battles a little better now because...
You found yourself always getting upset about stuff?
Kind of, a little bit. Like, or I don't know. I just realized that, I don't know, just learning... I can just choose to like let things go, and it's like saves me some energy and stress. And a lot of times it's like, what am I even helping or doing by like getting mad for something that's clearly a joke?
I remember the other compliment I was going to give you now. The other compliment was that I ran a few shows over the time, but I never really ran any shows consistently. And you were always running shows. How many shows are you running now? We got High Priestess every full moon.
Yes.
We got Buzzkill at the Buzzmill every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday with Carlton Wilcoxon.
We have Slide in the DMs
every first Saturday of the month
at Fallout Theater.
Yes, and then I have my open mic every Monday
at Luster Pearl.
Yeah, and I do some pop-ups and stuff in between them.
And when I started doing, and this year, whenever I headlined the Velveeta Room, whenever I had another one-off show, I was promoting, and I really wanted people to come because I wanted the show to go well, and I wanted to make money. I was like, oh, this is what Angelina does all the time. And I suddenly was like, wow, she's like a hustler for real. And I looked up to you. In that moment, you were big sister.
Oh,
yeah, because I was like, wow, like she's really doing it. And I didn't even know she's been doing it. And she has so much knowledge and skills.
Thank you.
And
I
admire that in you. There's a hustle in you.
Thank you. I do want to be a hustler.
Where does this hustle come from? Why are you such a hustler?
I just want to make money from things that bring me joy, and I just want to tell jokes as much as humanly possible. So I'll learn all the stuff that I don't really care about, but I have to learn in order to tell jokes more. Like learn how to do, Instagram ads and,
Were you a hustler?
Facebook groups
Have you always been a hustler? Were you a hustler as a little girl whenever you were rubbing one out to Cruel Intentions at a sleepover? Did I get that right?
Yeah. I mean, I did lie a little bit in that joke. But I mean, I was like, I was babysitting a lot. I was making zines in my bedroom as a child.
You were making zines?
Yes.
Who'd you give the zines to?
Just my friends, my parents.
How would you make it? What is it? How do you make a zine?
Well, pretty simple.
Okay, how old were you?
Starting when I was like 7, 8, 9,
That's
10.
so funny. I used to make Captain Underpants books.
Oh,
I used to write my own stories.
Oh, nice. Fan fiction.
I do fanfic. I didn't know it at the time. I would do fan fiction, Captain Underpants. And I would use printer paper and I'd draw all the things.
You still have them? That'd be great for a show.
Listen, I bet they're somewhere, but I can't tell you where they could possibly be.
We'll dig them out.
But yeah, you were doing zines.
I was doing zines. I would just cut out, pictures from magazines, and I would make my own magazine.
Did you write art? You wouldn't write anything. It would just
it would be like People magazine, but for a child.
Right.
It was like, who's the best kisser in Hollywood?
It'd be PEEPUL. People magazine.
Yeah. It was that, and I'll like write these stories and stuff. I would and then when I like got on the internet like 10, 11, 12, well, it wasn't 10, but like 12, 13, I started like posting these stories online that I would write and stuff, but it's not really hustling.
Did it get traction?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like on this site with other like tween girls, like writing these like really corny stories that were like littered with designer names, like, cause that's the kind of books that we read. These like chicklet series that were like sponsored by capitalism, and they were just like every sentence had like so many brand names in them. Yeah, so I thought that was how you wrote. So that's how I wrote for a while. But yeah, so I always liked writing, and then I'd put on shows with my friends when I was a teenager.
There's a question. Are you a jackhammer?
What's
that?
A
hummingbird.
What are you? I mean, I'm delicate.
I mean, I'm sensitive and delicate, like a flower.
I'm adorable and tiny. So
Elizabeth Gilbert had a
From Eat, Pray, Love.
For me, the Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love.
My mom loves that book.
And Big Magic. And she talks about how there's jackhammers and there's hummingbirds. Jackhammers are like, I have passion and I dig down into my passion. I jackhammer until I get my shit in that passion. And then there's hummingbirds that's like, I don't really have a passion. I have curiosity. I come over here, take a little bit of this flower, take a little bit of that. I cross-pollinate. I learn lots of different things.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
I mean, I really feel like both because, I mean, I
That's not how the game works.
Okay, but let me
You can't just say both.
When
I ask you, are you an introvert, an extrovert? You know, I have moments of both. Well, we all have moments of both, Angelina. Which one are you?
But I just mean I say both because I feel like I throw myself into whatever I do because that's what I saw my parents do. But I also I think everything feel like I want to follow everything that sparks my curiosity because I feel like it all fills my cup up in different ways.
Tell me about this cup. Is it your diva?
No, I free bleed.
Can you get off my couch?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it all, like, I don't think there's, like, I like to, if there's anything that, you know, sparks my interest, like, creatively, like, I want to pursue it or try it out because I don't think any of that can be a waste of time because I feel like it all contributes to me being a more well-rounded person, which helps my art and helps me express myself in different ways. And I don't ever want to be like wondering, you know, oh, I wish I tried that out. I just want to try everything out.
So tell me about this cup. So you have a cup that fills up. I guess it's your creative cup.
Yeah, and also my spirit.
And your spirit cup. What are the best ways that Angelina fills up her spirit cup?
Well, when I was like unemployed for 8 months, a couple years ago,
that cup was dry. That was a dry cup. Well, it was hard to have spirit.
It was hard
when you're unemployed.
I mean, I loved it. I was great at it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, a couple things, like what it was like, I had lost my job at like the start of the pandemic and, you know, got on unemployment. And I also decided to like go off of my antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds, which I'd been like on and off since I was like 18. And I could never really tell if they were working and I had completely forgotten like what's my baseline like. So being unemployed and going off those meds at the same time, I was like on a quest to find out like everything I could do to like self-regulate and take care of myself naturally. Sure. And so I like researched and I found like all the things that I need to do to feel inspired and taken care of. And
all right, let's hear Angelina's list of feeling inspired and feeling good.
I mean, it's all like basic stuff, but it's like I feel like if I did it every day, I'd be a superhero. But it's just like reading, writing, drawing, just moving my body. Like,
move that booty.
Doing like yoga or dancing, especially like just dancing in my room.
You know what's funny about this is like a sort of self-improvement podcast.
Yeah.
And you know, everything you just said, turns out that's the answer.
Yeah.
Everyone has the same answer.
But
everyone's like exercise, sleep more, maybe like read a book, eat healthy. It's like, oh man, what a terrible premise I've stumbled upon.
Yeah, but no, I love self-improvement. I love being obsessed with it.
What about the creative? So that stuff fills up your cup and then allows you to be creative, or
I mean,
you need creativity to fill up your spirit so that you can just feel like yourself.
Both. I mean, I feel like those things like help me.
I swear to God, if you say both one more time, if you don't pick a goddamn side, Angelina.
You know, I feel like those things help me feel like a whole person and give me like a good foundation to like being creative. And then I feel like the creativity can, you know, flow through me more naturally. That sounds cheesy, but I feel like, I don't know. And also things like just like trying to, you know, like reach out to a friend like every day if I can, you know, or do stuff for other people. Like, I don't know, just things like that can, you know, just make me feel less isolated. Because when I'm feeling alone in the world, I don't want to make art. I just want to sleep.
I think stand-up's really important. I'll feel bad if I don't do stand-up after a while.
Yeah.
Because that's my main way of expressing myself. Especially expressing like a certain part of my brain, a certain and it's a creative yet analytical part of my brain. It kind of itches it from all sides.
Yeah.
And so that's a great way to get that out. So if I'm not doing that, that's a big one. I do find reading is very good for me as well. It puts something in so I can swirl it up and then shit can come out. Ever since I've been dating Brittany, I don't know. I feel like I don't need friends. Is that bad? Is that bad? Is that what love? That's the bad part of being in a relationship. Because you're in one now. Not that we're going to talk about it, but you're in a relationship, and whenever you hanging out, it's like I never thought I'd be a person whose friends falls to the wayside, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, it can happen sometimes.
This podcast helps.
Yeah, this is like having friends.
A forced conversation once a week.
A filmed combo, filmed hangout.
Yeah, do you do that? Does it like friends fall?
Yeah, I know, and then I feel guilty for it. Though I guess that is like a natural part of life when you get in a relationship.
Because I was gonna say friends are important to me too, but like not so much right now. But then also we're comics, so we're always around each other. I mean, we just had a big fucking dinner last night with a bunch of friends.
It was so fun.
That was fun, and man,
I had steak.
Delish.
Yeah, should have had a pork chop.
But
I really want to. I feel like I work too much, and I really want to eat food with my friends more, because every time I do that, it just makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
Just basic things like that. I feel like I neglect sometimes.
Tell me about little Angelina.
Little Angelina,
when she was making these zines.
I don't know. It's like just a little loner.
Just a little loner.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I was like an only child till I was 11. And so I was a latch. I've
never met the sister of yours. Where's the sister?
Oh, they haven't come to visit.
Why not?
Well, they're doing their thing. They're teenagers.
Are they?
No, I mean, I have 2 siblings.
Do you?
Yes.
One's a they.
No.
Oh, both of them are together.
Yeah.
Both of them are they.
Together they are they. Yeah.
I'm really tired. Listen, I love the theys.
I know you do.
I love the theys. Always love the theys. You could tell. You could look back. I've loved the theys. But this casual use of they is really, really confusing. It's like you know what it is? It's whenever partner first came out.
Yeah. When partner hit the scene.
The gays would say partner.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, someone's gay. But then suddenly the straights took partner. And now someone's like, my partner. And then you're like, what does that mean? And they're like, yeah, my partner, my husband. And it's a girl. And it's like, oh, well, why don't you say husband? Because partner is more... There's no reason why. There's never an explanation. So that's what they is now. So I'm confused. But anyway, you have sisters.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've got a sister just turned 18 and 20.
Nice.
20-year-old brother.
Nice.
You better can it.
Nice.
You're done. Yeah.
How old's your brother?
He's 20.
Nice. I make it bro here. Nice.
Yeah, they'll visit me.
Why don't they come through?
I'm gonna fly.
Have they seen you do stand up?
No.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've seen videos, but not in person. But that's okay.
I think this trip, since my brother's come, I think this is the first trip that he's like, oh, Tyler's like good at stand up. This is like he's seen me do it before, and I'm sure he was like, oh, he's good. But then after seeing me do like FBIA a couple times, he was like, oh wow.
Oh,
he's like showing clips to people at work.
That's so
cute.
Sweet. Gotta get that brother approval.
Yeah. Little Angelina.
Yeah. So I was chilling solo till I was 11. And I was like kind of a latchkey kid because both my parents worked multiple jobs. So they're off hustling themselves.
Yeah, you said they threw themselves into everything that they do.
Yeah, well, especially my mom. Like she really. Well, my dad is like an on-call locksmith, which is like its own.
What does that mean?
Means like he's on call. So if he gets a call in the middle of the night,
if there's a lock,
I'll be there. You need an emergency locksmith sometimes. Like
but he has to charge a lot.
I mean, he's like the only locksmith in town, so he can charge whatever he damn blazes. But my mom would work multiple full-time jobs and
Really?
yeah, like
Multiple full-time jobs? Wow.
yeah, like she'd work like 50, 60 hours a week as a social worker, and then like another.
Oh my God, that's where you get your heart. That's where you get your big heart.
I mean, she did pull me out of school to go on strike with her.
Strike for what?
Strike for like with her social workers union.
Whoa.
Yeah, when I was in kindergarten. So
did you really need to be there? It seemed like kindergarten would be a great place for a child to be while you're on strike.
Said it was an educational experience. And
do you remember that day?
Yeah.
Tell me about the day.
I'm not really. I remember the picture of it. I don't know. I was just like, this seems crazy and cool. And then I became a socialist.
Everyone's so angry.
Everyone was pretty happy. They were like, I don't know. It was fun. I was like, I love unions now. But yeah, she was a social worker for like 50, 60 hours a week. And then she would work most nights as she had a private therapy practice, which she still has.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she was making money at night, but she was helping the people during the day.
Kind of.
That's like you. That's like you.
I guess so.
You make your comedy money at night, and then you help people.
I don't help people. I'm a barista.
You help people with their coffee during the day.
Hopefully for not much
You're like
longer.
a hipster, your mom.
I think she's awesome. I really admire what she's done.
Yeah, what's her name?
Lucy.
Nice.
Stop. No, Lucy's dope.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Sparkly.
Yeah. Okay. You're
social worker, you said?
Yeah.
She got her hair up in a bun, don't she?
No, she's got
She got a blazer with stains on it, doesn't she?
All right.
She don't got time to wash because she works so hard for her clients.
Okay. What is this fan fiction you're writing about my mom right now? But no, she's great. She started a free detox program in her county.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a nice lady.
Yeah, she's awesome, and they like play tennis and they're really active and stuff. So yeah, they were busy, and I just entertained myself a lot. Hung out with cool babysitters. Watched Buffy, which made me gay, and yeah.
See, I never watched it.
Yeah, and that's why you're straight as a rock.
Straight as a rock. So fucking straight like a rock is. The straightest rock you've ever seen.
I played a lot of tennis when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, like every day.
You played tennis, and you were making these zines and being. Or were you an active? Were you sportsy?
Yeah, I mean, tennis, pretty intense. I'll play that for hours a day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you still exercise now?
On special occasions. During the pandemic, I got into tennis and basketball a little bit. I played with some friends.
You said something earlier that I was like, I wanted to touch on that. Oh, can we talk about you being bi? Because you're gay. You mentioned you brought it up, not me.
Yeah,
you gay motherfucker.
I am bisexual / pansexual, depending on who I'm talking to.
That's cute. That's an old joke, isn't it? Isn't there a joke? It's like, I'm bisexual or pansexual, depending on how hip you are.
Did I say? Was it one of my jokes?
Maybe it wasn't your joke. Maybe that's just an observation that the pans have.
Yeah, it's because they're the same thing basically.
Yeah, people need to stop with pansexual. I think people have stopped. I don't think people are announcing that they're pansexual anymore. Yeah,
well, because people were like, you can change the meanings of words,
Sure, yeah.
and people just were like, how about we just agree that bi means more than one?
Are you bi enough?
I'm a bisexual who pretty much mainly dates men. Yeah, so which is the worst, which is kind of worse than being straight in terms of the eyes of the queer community.
Okay, listen, I'm looking at this from the outside. It seems like the worst thing to be. Also seems like most common type of bi girl.
Yeah. Well, okay, I will say.
Just saying. That's just what I've noticed. I've noticed a lot of bi girls that are like, I'm bi, but I'm bi, and then they be sucking dicks left and right, just like you, girl.
Okay. But it's because
it's a numbers game.
We're socialized to be straight, and like men like pursue me more than women do. And
why aren't you attractive to women?
Listen, I am pretty equally attracted to all genders, but
No, why aren't you attractive?
I don't know.
Why aren't
Women
you?
never
Why aren't
ask
you
me.
Why aren't you pulling hoes?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, women will like flirt with me, but I very rarely have gotten asked out by women.
It's tough. You gotta be the go-getter.
There's a lot of shyness and ambiguity, and I don't know. I need bluntness, I guess. And also, like, I realized after a while, like, I was like, I don't want to, like, I'm not gonna police myself and be self-conscious about it. Like, not gonna get in the way of love or a good time.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not bisexual, but I do date women.
Yeah.
And I've had similar thoughts when it comes to what race of women you date, where it's like there's pressure whenever you're a black man to date certain races or not date certain races or blah, blah, blah. Anyone you date, whenever you're black, there's no winning.
Yeah.
There's no winning in the choices you make. If you decide to get a really nice job, everyone's like, oh, this fucking this white, he's sold out. And then if you decide to, like, let me stay with my people, it's like, you broke motherfucker and lazy, never. There's no winning. And it's the same with women, where you're like, oh, I'm dating a black girl. It's like, oh, you're dating a black girl. Oh, and then people are racist. Now there's two people to be racist to. And then you're dating a white girl. It's like, well, no, he's just selling out. He's what about the sisters and all these things. And I decided I came to the same conclusion of, like, yeah, I'm just gonna date who I'm gonna date.
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna police it.
Business, but yours.
What's gonna happen will happen.
And it's weird after a while. It's like I don't know. It's kind of weird to factor that in, or like make sure your dating history looks balanced or whatever, because life is unbalanced. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I also want to feel included at
gay stuff.
I do recognize
that's why you keep cutting the nipples out of your shirts and stuff. Just to be like, guys, I'm still
hip
I'm still
with
crazy.
it. Okay,
I'm still with you, baby. Flirting with guys flirting with girls. Which are you better at?
Well, also, I'm just, there is kind of a familiarity with flirting and with men and dating men. It's just like, I get just more nervous and shy with women, because I just feel like
it's not so great.
I'm going to come off as dorky or they just friendly,
exactly.
And
it's a tough line to walk, Angelina. It's not really easy, is it?
Yeah.
I don't have a parachute of dicks I can fall into. I gotta keep going for the puss.
You could parachute of dicks.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What is it? Because I think that is a true thing, a true feeling of bi women or bi people in general. Is like, am I bi enough, or am I gay enough, or I've dated mostly men, but I still really like women, and how do you reconcile that?
Well, also, like, I'm just it makes me always question myself, like, even though I've thought that I was bisexual since I was like 14 or 15, but still, like, all the time I'm like, maybe I'm a lesbian, maybe I'm straight. Like, depending on whatever hot person I'm looking at right then. Right. I'm like, I'm just, I don't feel, I'm always second guessing myself. And also sometimes people's sexuality changes.
Sure. Have you heard the thing about women and their sexualities? So there's a book I read called Sex at Dawn. Mm-hmm. And what they did is they hooked up a bunch of men and a bunch of women, their genitals, to a monitor, right? And then they showed them different videos. So, like, they showed a video of a guy and a girl fucking, and they had a guy and a guy fucking, and they had a guy and a girl fucking, and they had, let's say, some orgy stuff, and they had some bonobos fucking, just some straight up monkeys having sex with each other. Now, depending on the sexual orientation of the man, their genitals would respond to the thing that they were interested in. If it was a straight man, they would respond to the lesbians, they would respond to the guy on girl, less for the gays, less for the monkeys. Women, their shit responded to all of them. No matter what they were looking at, women could. I'm like, I can get off to that. I can get off to that. The monkeys, yeah, I get a little something from this. The gay dudes, that's fine too. It didn't matter their orientation. And so it talked about how there's an aspect of female sexuality that is more fluid and flexible than men's.
Yeah.
And
maybe less like straight visual.
Not straight visual, but more like if I'm fucking a big strong man, I like big strong man. If I'm fucking like a soft sensitive man, I like soft sensitive. Like you can kind of, you don't have one thing that you have to have, or women have more flexibility when it comes to that. But men are like, I like tits.
What can I say? And they like me back.
I like tits. They like me. It's kind of no getting around that, dog. So you experienced that?
Yeah, I feel like in terms of who I'm attracted to, like there's not really like a trend, like in terms of like physical appearance.
Might be a bit of a trend.
Just like hot people, but that can look like anything, you know.
Sure.
Like I don't know. Like
let's do some role playing. So I'm gonna be a hot girl at the club. And you're going to flirt with me, okay?
No. I don't want to reveal how little game I have.
No. Okay, so I'm going to be the girl. And I just left my friends, my clearly queer friends, so you know I'm probably gay. And I go and I'm getting a drink. Ooh, can I get one?
I'd probably just buy your drink for you and make a lot of eye contact.
Excuse me? Hey, what are you looking at? Hey, I love your top.
Thanks, you can have it.
You're crazy. What's your name?
It's Angelina.
Francesca.
Oh, that's a hot name right there.
Yeah.
I'd fall for Francesca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can flirt with women. I just can't seal the deal.
Oh my God, you can and seal the deal.
Francesca, get out of here.
You went back into the bit. Stop it. You're like, Francesca, stop it.
It's not. I just get more nervous and stuff. But you know, I've eaten some pussy in my day.
Because the thing is, guys will give you attention.
Exactly.
And girls, you have to earn.
Also,
guys are never going to reject you unless they like have to.
Yeah. Also, like you can. I feel like do more like psychological flirting with guys.
What does that mean?
Because I feel like a lot of guys that I've been interested in like have returned the attraction to me once I like just take my attention off of them and focus on myself really hard.
Wait, say it again.
Like I feel like guys will thrive off of less attention where like if you stop giving attention to a woman, she's like, oh well, guess you're not interested in me anymore, bye. I'll go hang out with the millions of other people trying to fuck me right now.
Do y'all do that?
Where the guy's like, wait, where'd you go?
Do y'all do that consciously? Are you like, oh, I'm having a good time, but I'm gonna run away?
Not really consciously. It's just a trend I've noticed. I think that'd be rude to do it consciously, but
I mean, there's a girl
I've just noticed whenever I'm like, okay, this guy's being like kind of off and on, like mixed signals, I'm just gonna focus on myself, and then that's when he's like, oh, I actually do want you.
You know, there was a girl at a thing. I was out and flirting a little, and I could tell that she was doing the flirty, but like kind of like what? Oh, Tyler, you're here. You're just not gonna say hi to me? I'm like, oh, sorry, girl. How you doing? I'm good. I'm like, how you been? I've been pretty good, just doing stuff. And then like, and it was working. It was very flirtatious and intriguing sexually. And then she kept doing it, and I was like, all right, girl, at some point you got to talk to me. At some point you got to not be like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay,
you can only be so coy for so long.
I'm tired of this now.
Yeah. Just need people to be blunt.
Yeah. Am I a good flirt?
I don't know. I've never seen you flirt.
But you get my essence in general.
I mean, you're a very funny, charming, confident
girl.
person.
Ooh, what's this made out of?
Okay, what is this?
What's this material made out of, girl?
Are you a a seamstress? What do you?
I'm just. Oh shit. That's a.
I don't know this accent that you're putting on right now.
Accent. That's just how I talk.
You're like, no, you're elongating your words.
And these are my confessions. It's my R&B voice.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're good at flirting with other people, but we're siblings, so.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, it's just sometimes just fun to flirt without trying to make it go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Tell me about your first sexual experience.
It was almost a threesome.
What?
It was almost a gay threesome.
Almost a gay threesome?
Yeah.
How'd you not push through with that?
Because it seemed overwhelming, and I was like, let's just stick with, because I've never had sex with one person before, so I can't. Yeah. I was worried that all of my future sexual experiences after that wouldn't be able to live up to that.
No wonder you're afraid of girls. Your first time was like, you want to fuck both of us? And you're like, this is a lot for me. I don't know about this.
Still fucked one of them. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, my first time was with a girl I met at a poetry slam. In the bathroom of a poetry slam.
Hell yeah. And
I know that, this is how I know that I can be charming, because I feel like all I said in the bathroom was something like, oh, they're out of paper towels or something innocuous like that. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you're so funny.
No, it was that bad. You're like, hey, the hand dry doesn't really work. Oh my God.
You're hilarious.
You're crazy.
And she like escorted me to the bar, and she's like, I need your number. And she like escorted me to the bar, and she's like, bartender? I need a number because I just made a new friend. I need a pen and paper because I just made a new friend.
That's the thing about lesbians. I feel like, well, maybe not like girls. Like, it's so easy to be like, oh my God, we should be friends. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was just friends.
And then you just
until we were inside of each other. I thought we were just friends. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. We hung out like we never went on dates even. She invited me to hang out a few times in like group settings, which was fun. But I was like, okay, friends vibes. And then after we'd hung out a couple times in some group situations, like, and also I was always scared of coming off as that like predator, like gay girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just gotta get over that.
Well, I'm saying that has made me
be the predator.
No, it's made me like
Lucy.
Stop bringing my mom into this. Wow, I'm trying to tell you how I lost my virginity.
Well, yeah.
But it's made me kind of just ignore some signals sometimes, because I'm like, well, what if I'm wrong and I don't want to be creepy? But then later I'm like, yeah, she was being pretty clear.
Creepiness is such an interesting phenomenon, because as a guy and as a pursuer of women, I guess I should say, you gotta pursue them if you want them. There's no other option. And there's right ways to pursue and wrong ways to pursue. And the only way to learn the difference is to get it wrong sometimes. What do we do in this situation?
The
thing is, we can't avoid
mistakes.
Being creepy.
I feel like
you have to be creepy in order to learn the line of creepy v not creepy.
Yeah, you can also learn from other people around you.
That is true. But I feel bad for guys who have worse social skills or haven't had the opportunities to find the line, and then they're like 30 and then they're like, how are you? And it's like, fucking creep. And it's like, I'm learning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel bad for those guys.
They'll learn, or they won't,
and you can and it's like girls can intellectualize that, because I can understand how that must be hard for them. And then they meet a creep and they're like, fucking Kevin's a creep. And it's like, there's then all the compassion
Kevin is. So.
Kevin is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying he needs some, just fuck him one time. And then he'll feel better.
One time. No.
Just fuck. If you fuck the creeps, they'll become cool.
No, it's not worth it.
It's women's job to transform creeps into cools by fucking them.
This is what
thoughts.
This is what having a podcast has done to you.
I'm just trying to say crazy things that makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, it will get you viral. But yeah, so I would ignore some signals and stuff. But this one night they invited me over.
The two of them.
The two of them. and invited me over to like watch the presidential debates. I'll let you know how recent this was. Well, I didn't say which presidential debates, but
is it Bush v. Gore?
it was I think it was 2016.
Dukakis.
It was 2016.
That's a guy. I don't know anything about that guy.
It was the same month that I like started open mics. I lost my virginity.
So the 2016 election, the one where Trump won.
Yes.
Y'all, that was the night you almost had a threesome.
Yes.
And you've decided not to. You didn't want to lose your virginity to a lesbian three-way the night Trump got elected.
It wasn't when he got elected, but it was one of the debates with him and Clinton, and the girl that I liked and her roommate, they suggested like a drinking game, so we got like drunk from that and hooked up, but like her roommate kept trying to like squeeze in there
into you or in between
our like we'd be like making out and she would just like start like petting our hair and stuff like that.
Making out in front of her?
Well, we kind of like started kissing in the living room, and then her roommate started touching us, and we're like, let's go to I think we're gonna go to bed, we're pretty tired, and she kept finding excuses to like walk into the bedroom.
Do you think that your girl and the roommate talked about this at that time?
I mean,
you think they were
maybe.
Like, we should try to fuck Angelina?
I don't know, but we never hung out again after that.
You and the girl?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, she kind of goes.
I love the idea. Okay, but here's the double standard. At no point during this about this story did you describe the roommate as being creepy, going up to two people making out. Nice hair.
I did think she was kind of creepy, especially when she kept on walking into the bedroom when we were hooking up.
Don't get me wrong, I still respect it because she was shooting her shot. I still respect it.
Listen, she was being a girl boss.
Girl boss, GB.
It was just kind of overwhelming for my first time a little bit, but I was still just happy not to be a virgin anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. I just felt a little sad that she never wanted to hang out again, and I wonder if I did anything wrong. Mm-hmm. But what you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
And then a month after that, I was like, I should bang a guy just to balance it out.
Is that Shane?
No. Don't bring up my ex's by name.
But we love him.
Shout out to Shane.
Shane Ganaway.
Stop. Cut this out.
At S Ganaway. Look him up. Imagine them together.
All right.
It was heavy. I walked in on him one time.
No, you didn't.
He was upside down.
You did not.
No, I never did. Well, that's fun. What else? What else you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Mm-hmm. When did you lose your virginity?
I was 18.
Were you in love?
No.
What happened?
I met a girl at a Boy Scout camp.
What? That's not supposed to happen.
Listen, I don't know how she got in there. But I wasn't going to lose this opportunity.
You're a Boy Scout camp because you were old Boy Scout.
No, it's because I was 18.
That's an old Boy Scout.
I was 18, and this was a Boy Scout camp. So we were like hosting the camp for the young ones, right?
Okay.
The girl there, she was 22. I was 18.
What?
Yeah, dude, I was pulling. Well, older women have always been interested in me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been told I have an old soul.
Yeah, by 22-year-olds trying to fuck your Boy Scout camp.
By my mom and other adults. Like, Tyler, so, like you look in someone's eyes and you see the wisdom. That's what they see. Like you see, like he's lived lives more than.
Yeah, maybe they're just telling you look tired.
I'm very tired. And no, I met her there, and then last week of camp we like started flirting, and then we like made out. She was my first everything.
Oh my god.
Make out, pussy eat, finger butt, dick in the ear, spit on my balls, toe in her pussy, toe in my pussy.
What? No, you're lying.
I'm trying to
toe and pussy first time.
Yeah, first time toe and
pussy first time.
First time I licked a car battery and shocked myself with it for sexual gratification.
That's a lie.
First time, an animal watched. First time an animal joined in. It was.
You got all your badges that night.
I'm like, how many things can I come up with? But she was my first, normal stuff.
Just normal stuff.
Yeah, just normal stuff.
You guys hang out after that? You ever talk again?
No, we dated long distance for a bit. 'Cause she lived in College Station.
Nice.
And then I was like, oh, I don't like her. I was just horny all summer at a Boy Scout camp, turns out. And she wasn't very nice.
It's a rite of passage,
Yeah, you gotta date a lot of bad people, turns out. You gotta date a lot of bad people.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
I dated this guy once who told me, I don't like comedians. And I was waiting for him to say, but... and he never did.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, tell me, have you ever gotten some ass after a show from being on the show?
No, never. I've gotten ass, but never after a show. Never. Actually, okay. Yeah.
Not even a girl?
I mean, people like flirted me a little bit, but I don't know. They're either like too aggressive or not aggressive enough. You know what I mean? They're either like weirdly like, too enthusiastic and like creepy, or they're just like not direct enough and they're just a little shy and flirty. And I'm like, I need you to be in that sweet spot.
Well, you have all the power. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what? Here's a theory. Is this why women like powerful men? Because women inherently have the power of sexuality.
I don't know.
Let me explain. Women have the power of sexuality. So if you just meet a guy at a bar, you're like sensual and he's like a guy. And it's like, well, I have this. What does he have? I don't know, something maybe. I don't know. But then you meet a powerful guy, like a guy who just was on stage or has money, and you're like, well, I have sex and he has money, so like we're now actually even. You know what I mean? Like just from a purely sexual, social place. Obviously, if you start dating, then things change. But like that first is like, oh, he thinks he's powerful. Well, so am I.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah, I just never, I don't know if I thought about my, sexuality in terms of power, before, like in terms of
your own power and your sexuality.
Yeah, I didn't really connect them that much before, because it just felt like I don't know, something that was in the way a lot, as opposed to because power makes it sound like it's like an asset, like I have leverage, when in fact it felt like just, I don't know, like it felt like sometimes I was, I don't know, it just felt like it was a barrier to being seen as fully human.
You being a sexual being.
Yeah. Or being, reduced to sexuality.
Right. That's happened.
Yeah, both in dating or in comedy or whatever. I feel like, I don't know, I wish I could take it out of the equation sometimes. Or feeling
your next comic, she's very wet, Angelina Martin. It's like, that is insanely inappropriate.
I have been introduced
I'm really
similarly.
funny too.
I have been introduced similarly, not in terms of wetness, but talking about my pussy.
Your next comic, she's her. I was trying to think of something. It was gonna work out, but
she's got a tight 5 and a loose puss.
A tight 5 and a loose puss. Let's give it up for Angelina Martin, everybody.
Let's give it up for Angelina, like she gives it up for.
She's got C jokes and A cups. Let's give it up for Angelina Martin, everybody.
Yeah, that or just sometimes feeling like, I don't know, I feel like I have to heighten my sexuality in terms to get noticed or appreciated sometimes.
By who?
I don't know.
Not by me. I don't see you as sexual at all.
I know, we're siblings.
Yeah.
Just people
the people on the bathroom signs, just the white outlines. That's how
you see
when I look
me.
at you.
Just a triangle person.
I just see I see the half triangle though.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Just in terms of feeling like that's, sometimes I've almost felt like that's, the the main thing I have to offer, and so I have to like heighten it or something.
Heighten.
Yes. Which is, why I've been a hoe sometimes.
I mean, I guess, if I'm on a date, I feel like I need to be funny.
Yeah.
It's the best thing I have to offer.
I think you have more to offer.
Tell me what I have to offer.
You've got a juicy heart.
If you were trying to set me up with the best girl in the world.
Yeah.
How would you sell her to me?
I would say my friend Tyler's really smart, very intelligent and thoughtful, thinks about the world in a way that most people don't.
So true.
And he could be a little bit of a rascal.
I'm a little rascally. It's okay.
Yeah, bit of a scamp, but he may push your buttons a little bit, but he'll spark some great conversations.
It's all good fun.
And he's very goofy, big goofball.
Big goof. I'm cool.
And
now I'm telling you, but I'm cool. But cool.
And he's probably cool. Yeah, he's probably cool. And yeah, I would say all that, and I would say that you have good style. You have better style than when I met you.
That's when we've all grown up.
Yeah.
You've gotten less annoying. My style. My style has gone up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start wrapping up. What I've been doing is asking to give advice to the people about various topics that we talked about. So can you give advice to the people about just creativity?
Creativity,
how to fill up that cup.
I would say don't force it, and if you're feeling creatively dry, just try taking care of yourself in the most basic ways and exposing yourself to new experiences and new people, which will naturally inspire creativity to flow through you. Yeah.
What is some advice on being the best bisexual that you can be?
Bisexual, I like the pronunciation of that.
I'm from the South. Bisexual.
I would say yes, to be the best bisexual that you can.
You're making it something else. Bisexual.
I would say that you don't have to prove your sexuality to anyone, and just to have fun, and also recognize that biphobia is not that big of a deal.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that it's not as big of an issue as other issues in the queer community.
Wow. You're really shitting on your own people here.
No, I think any smart bisexual would agree with me.
Be grateful.
No, I just feel like I just hear some bisexuals complain about not being seen as queer because they're in a straight passing relationship, and I think while that may be a little bit annoying, it's not as big of an issue as like a lot of the adversity trans people are facing, or just other problems that I think are more pressing. So I would say, put into proportion and realize that straight passing is also an immense privilege.
Yeah. Trans women trans women are like we could get killed out in the streets, and bis are like, I suck so much dick they forget I eat pussy.
Yeah,
that's not fair either.
It's not fair, but it's also not that big of a deal, and it should be really low on our list of, and we shouldn't complain about it because it makes us look a little
I will
annoying.
say it's probably not bi women. This is probably a white woman problem.
White bi women.
Yeah. I would say the complaining about biphobia sounds like some white shit more than it sounds like some bi. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, cis white bi women shouldn't complain about biphobia.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's probably
you can, but just
just don't post about it. I'll tell you
exactly. Don't march about it.
Talk to other bi people about it, because we don't want.
Maybe just put it in your journal.
We don't want to hear about it.
Don't list it as like a main priority. Don't write letters to Congress about it.
I'm bi. If you can't handle it, swipe left. It's like no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, that's my main advice to bisexuals is No, I feel like I'm gonna get kicked out of the bi club after this, but I think my fellow bisexual people understand what I'm trying to say.
You know, do you feel like there's a queer community, and
yeah,
do you feel like every queer is in the queer community?
Or
do you feel like the queer community is something more specific than just queer folks? You know what I mean?
There's queer community, but you know, also queer people contain multitudes, and you know, there's all these different subgroups.
So diplomatic.
And we're not all going to get along, and you know, some queer people are annoying, so we're not all going to hang out with each other. So there's going to be different groups. Like, I always felt like I feel like when I was a baby bi, like years ago, I felt a little uncomfortable, like trying to be part of the queer community, like publicly, just because a lot of it just centered so much around like clubbing, and I'm not the biggest club rat these days. I really tried to make that work for me for a long time, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So I'm really glad to see the emergence of a lot more queer spaces that aren't centered around like, I don't know, just trashy dance music. You know, there's lots of different types of venues, or even people who aren't into like you know, there's more daytime events and or things for like sober minded queer people. So there's lots of different types of queer communities that you can join and be a part of and jump around between. So
LGBT, which is the best letter?
B.
You just answer.
For bitch.
Bitches. All my bitches. What's your advice on like being like an amazing showrunner?
I would say just you got to be a little shameless. You got to ask for help, and ask a lot of questions, find out what people are doing in terms of promotion, and just be a little relentless. By shameless, I mean like I'm so annoying. I'm always promoting. I meet new people.
Maybe that's why you're less annoying to me, is because you're more annoying to
more
everybody.
annoying to other people. Yeah. Like I'm just, it's always, it just becomes second nature. Like you know, I was at like the Buzzbill mic like a few weeks ago, and some guy afterwards was like, good job. And I was like, thanks, come see me every Wednesday here at 9 p.m. Like, it's just, just ingrained in me.
You know, I made business cards of mine with links to my website. There's one right there. You can see it.
Oh, nice. I like it.
I have them, and I can't get myself to carry them with me and be like, you know, hey, nice show. Thanks, man. Here's my card. Check me out online. Yeah. It's
embarrassing to promote, but you do that. I feel like it's less embarrassing than you think it is. Like, and if you start getting the habit of that, like, yeah, maybe some people are going to be like, well, what a douche. But one of those people may be like, I'm going to hire that guy to write for my TV show.
Do you know who's going to say what a douche is? All the other comics who wish they had the balls to do that. That's really the truth of it.
Yeah. You got to be your own biggest advocate. You got to look out for yourself. And I feel like any kind of like hardworking hustler or creative person, you know, is going to understand and respect that. And if they don't, you're the only person living your life. And it's, you know, sometimes following your dreams is embarrassing.
Damn. And lastly, what is, you know, the premises talk about growth and self-improvement and how to get better so that I can beat you. So give me some advice on how I can destroy you.
How you can destroy me. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, do you want to know what I want to improve on?
Sure.
I mean, I just want to become a kinder person. And I want to be more present. How
do you do those things?
I feel like to be kinder, like I feel like they both are kind of they have a similar kind of course of action in that they both kind of involve listening more. just like really intentionally listening to people that you're talking to, even when you're not doing a podcast with them.
I'm sorry. I don't understand.
But just listening more, and I feel like I want to be kinder by just being just more selfless, and just helping people more around me when given the opportunity, because I feel like that is very fulfilling in a way that nothing else is, and is one of the main points of being alive. And I don't ever want to feel like I'm trading kindness for ambition,
that's a big one.
So
how it's like we want to do this comedy thing that is very ambitious and very ego and very like, give it to me. But how do you do it in a kind way?
Well, I mean, I feel like you can just, if that's who you are, it's going to be second nature. That's going to color how you come across. But I also feel like, I feel like a little self-conscious about just having been really wrapped up in my work, both in comedy and my day jobs, like trying to survive. But I feel like I could also, as a note to myself, just take more time intentionally to spend more meaningful time with people I care about, and also just reach out to people and just do acts of service for people. So that's how I want to be kinder. And what was the other thing I said? Oh, be more present. Yeah, just I'm so anxious all the time. I'm always thinking about things I have to do. So I'm just trying to really be present.
That's cool.
Not be on my phone,
right.
just like be with whoever that. I'm with.
I'm on my phone right now for the listeners as a joke.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to be dead one day. So I don't want to always be thinking about the next thing. Cause then it's just going to zoom right past, and I want to savor
I've been thinking about
what,
as I move forward, if I'm going to continue down this path of ambition, you kind of got to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
And some of that means cutting off people that you like but ain't right.
Yeah, but what do you mean ain't right? Like they just don't make you feel good, or they have qualities that you don't want to adopt?
My Brittany really supports me. She really believes in me. And seeing her believe in me, and sure, we're like, we also like make sweet love, so there's that. But she genuinely believes in me. And I've noticed that there's other people that don't as genuinely believe in me. And you know what? You kind of gotta spin that shit out a little bit.
I mean, I've done that before. When I was like kind of getting started in comedy, I had a friend who I we were tight for a little bit. Stop. No, I had a friend, and she thought it was cool at first that I was like starting to do comedy, and then I was like getting these more shows, and she would just make these snide comments about how she hates comedy and all that, but then be like, oh, I'm just joking, I think it's great. And she went to one of my shows like one time. It was a friend who I knew met outside of comedy.
Right. What kind of shitty friend would you're just like, oh, I'm just doing something away from you? It's like, fucking piece of shit.
Well, it came off as jokes for a while, and I was like getting a little like, okay, I don't know about all that. I guess you don't have to love comedy, but all right. And then she came to like one of my shows one time, and she came in, and I remember she looked at the comic on stage, who was a friend of mine. She looks at this comic performing, rolls her eyes, and like,
so funny.
Yeah, and comes up to me and she's like, hi, when are you going on? And I was like, I'm going on in like a couple comics, like 20 minutes. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I gotta leave. I gotta go to this music show. I'm sorry. Are you sure you're not going? I was like 20 minutes. She couldn't wait. I was like, why'd you even come? So I feel like people like that, I was like, okay, you don't love, because this is what I love to do, and I'm really proud of it. So I don't know, be in it or don't. Like,
there's a little bit of that. It's weird. It's like you want to be kind, you want to be good to the people around you, but you also kind of have to get rid of some people around you because you want to be surrounded by the best people who believe in you. And so it's this cruel thing.
Yeah, but I feel like life kind of naturally balances out the people around you, and then when we get older, because right now we're two of the youngest people alive.
Yeah.
But one day, if we ever get old, then I feel like from what I hear from other people, it's like your circle gets smaller and tighter, right?
Yeah. What did Louis say? He said your circle of, what did he say? Your circle of concern tightens. He said it so succinctly.
Yes. Let's end the episode of a Louis C.K. quote.
Yeah, you're living in the past. Everyone's over it.
No,
everyone's over it. You're the only one that still cares.
No, I'm
Everyone's
not.
over it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but your people are getting smaller because as time goes on, people just give less of a shit.
Well, I still.
You're the only one. You're the only one that still cares.
I care.
I'm 2022. You're 2018 right now. Do you understand that? So like, no. You can live in 2018 if you want to, but like that's not where we're at. We're moving on.
I just, I guess I'm, have some things.
I guess I don't know. Shit, go read that. Go back and read that article. It's a very good article. It's a lot more fair than the conversation that came around it. Yeah. It's pretty like, oh, that's like it feels really fair to both sides, honestly.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Fine. Whatever. Be that way. So your advice to me was just to be kind?
Oh, well, to defeat me?
Yeah, or, just whatever you want it to be. But advice to me.
I would say that you're on your way to just being like a big old star. So just enjoy it along the way, all the little steps in between. And also, like, I feel like you're going to be so famous that you should enjoy your anonymity while you can.
Man, you really don't know words, huh?
But I try.
Anonymity. Damn. Damn.
Stop.
You said you read as a...
I did.
Said you read as a hobby?
Stop.
She out here like, I need to relax. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish.
Stop.
I'm like, damn, girl, you need to, you need to pick up a chapter book. Girl.
Stop. I can read. I don't have the best pronunciation of some things, but I try.
I think you're thinking of anonymity.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you can. Man, I'm not funny.
The memory card's full, but so we're just signing off right now. She was saying very nice things, and
I'm just saying take care of yourself, because I don't want you to get burnt out.
I appreciate you.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. I'm sorry I wasn't funnier.
It's not a funny podcast.
Okay.
It's a real podcast. You brought the real, I brought the funny. Hey, come on, real funny, baby. You got anything to plug? You have all your shows. High Priestess every full moon. Buzzkill the Buzzmill every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Slide in the DMs every first Saturday of the month at Fallout Theater. You have one-offs. Did I forget something?
When's this coming out?
October sometime.
Okay. Well, last Tuesday in October, come see me at the Ballroom at Spider House. At I think 8 p.m.
All in Austin, Texas.
Got a stand-up showcase there. That'll be really fun.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Angelina. Thanks for hanging out. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah.
Bye forever.
Bye-bye.